So I was thinking about the Pittsburgh Steelers job opening. Last hour of our show, Mike Tomlin stepped down. And there's a lot of things they don't have. A head coach, a quarterback for the future. The defense is old. The defense is expensive. Their money's on the wrong side of the ball. But what the Ravens and the Steelers have that the other 7 job openings and 7 franchises don't, Ravens and the Steelers don't fire coaches. Harbaugh got 18 years. Tomlin got 19 years. And so you could go to a Kevin Stefanski in Pittsburgh and say, listen, we're going to bottom out. Our scouting department doesn't like Ty Simpson until the 3rd round, 2nd round. You're going to win 3 games. And Stefanski knows, I'm not going to get fired in Pittsburgh. They don't fire coaches. Tomlin, in the end, walked away. And that's at the core of what the Steelers are really uncomfortable with. And they need to get over it. This no losing seasons thing. Being awful got the Patriots Drake May. Being awful got the Bears Caleb Williams. You know what being mid got the Steelers? Kenny Pickett. Folks, the richest people in the world carry debt to acquire assets. To get wealthy, you got to carry debt. Okay, Mark Zuckerberg has mortgages to a dozen homes. He could own every city block in Silicon Valley. He takes out mortgages. You've got to, if you want to get wealthy in the NFL, you got to be able to take a big swing and not worry about having the cleanest books for a year. And my takeaway, you got an old roster, expensive, you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a coach. The one thing and the one box the Steelers check is stability. You're great at stability, but so is Baltimore, and they have Lamar Jackson. So how do you get the best candidate? Because Baltimore's got Lamar. You got nothing. And the way to do it is you go to a Stefanski and say, you can be terrible next year. We're not going to fire you. We think next year we can get Arch Manning and win 3 games. Load your roster up, win 3 or 4 games. I think you have to have the conversation in Pittsburgh, and it gets very uncomfortable for people in Pittsburgh, of just resetting the franchise, going the opposite of Tomlin. We're going to go a young offensive coach, and we're going to bottom out. Because you know what quicksand is in the NBA and the NFL? The 18th to 20th pick. That's where Pittsburgh always feels like they're at, the 20th pick. The only way you want to be at the 20th pick is if you have Josh Allen and you can't get up. Go look at Tomlin's 7 quarterbacks. Where's the one where he hoisted trophies? Big Ben. The rest of it's guys. Now, Aaron Rodgers at 32 wasn't just a guy. He was the guy, maybe. But go look at the Tomlin era. 7 straight seasons. 7 straight seasons. Bottom 10 in offensive spending. It's time you can respect somebody like Mike Tomlin and think it's time to do the opposite of Mike Tomlin. Offensive coach. Money all on offense. Not old and experienced on defense. Young and cheap and aggressive. Because the quarterbacks in the AFC now, Mahomes and Allen and Lamar and Burrow and Herbert and Bo Nix and Trevor Lawrence and C.J. Stroud. Here they come, waves of Justin Herbert can't win a playoff game. So you got to do the Zuckerberg. Take on some debt for a year. Get uncomfortable. Trying to salvage next season. You've been doing that for years. 7 straight years, bottom 10 in offensive spending. I can respect the hell out of Mike Tomlin, but want to do the opposite going forward of Mike Tomlin. I want a very current, very young offensive coach who spends all his money on offense, because I just feel like year after year after year, this team's not viable. This team is not a viable franchise. It's not insulting if I buy your house and think your house is charming. I just want to redo it in my style. And the style Pittsburgh has to acquire with a little debt, be awful next year and start over. The Athletic's Robert May says it may not take very long to look completely different.
They have 7 picks in the top 4 rounds this year. and 5 picks in the top 100. Already on offense, they have one of the youngest offensive lines in the league. And on defense, there are a lot of guys that I do not think will be back next year if you are kind of transitioning to a different version of the team. They were one of the oldest teams in the NFL. I expect them, when we wake up in the middle of next season and you look at the ages of these rosters, to be one of the youngest teams in the NFL.
Aaron Rodgers now had a good year. I thought he should be called comeback player of the year. I stand by that. It's probably over for him in Pittsburgh. I would guess, unless the Vikings call, and they talked about it this week, they'd like competition for J.J. McCarthy. Aaron Rodgers would take that job and win that job, in my opinion. Where do we stand on Aaron Rodgers? Because he may retire. What do we think of him? And the way I look at Aaron Rodgers is you can't tell the story of the NFL without Aaron Rodgers. In any profession, we can argue best, worst, mid. You can't argue mattered. Great talent, little prickly, unbelievable, first ballot Hall of Fame. I remember 15 years ago when everybody was treating him like Archbishop Aaron. Everybody in the media worshiped him, even insisting he was better than Brady. And I kept saying, bad body language. Sometimes he's a baller. Sometimes he's a bailer. He's passive aggressive. I think he's really, really talented. I don't think he's going to end up being close to like a Manning or a Brady in the trophy category. And I stand by that. I said it 15 years ago. There's things I don't love. Love his talent. Leadership. Forgetting a bad interception and moving on. Thought he was a little safe in big games. Whatever. But even on draft night, Aaron created drama. In his profession, he mattered. And let's face it, very few quarterbacks, most quarterbacks in the end leave it up to interpretation. Montana didn't, 4 rings. Brady didn't, 7 rings. But most quarterbacks are closer, the great ones, are closer to like Marino. Man, he was great. I can't believe he didn't win a Super Bowl. Favre and Rodgers, man, they were great. They only won 1. Very few quarterbacks. Mahomes has now become one. Brady, Montana, they don't leave anything on the cutting room floor. They get every trophy they get close to. But I look at Aaron as one of those 15 guys all time that you can't write the story of the NFL without that quarterback. It doesn't matter if you have all the hardware like Spielberg or you have less hardware, 1 Oscar like Scorsese. You can't argue toe-to-toe, completely, inarguably transformative. And that's how I look at Aaron. The rest of it, almost all quarterbacks we can debate. 3rd best, 8th best, 9th best, 16th best. Aaron mattered. You can't write the story of the league without him. Who cares if he's prickly? Push back on the media. Whatever. I mean, Brady, Mahomes, probably Manning, Montana. The titles they should have won, they won. The years they were great, they hoisted something. Even the other 15 great quarterbacks of all time, it's interpretation. Listen, I had said before Pittsburgh, I would take the Vikings gig or retired. I think Aaron made the most of it. I think he's a little prickly. Whatevs. Who cares? In your industry, in your space, do you matter? That's indisputable. That's inarguable. Even the years he didn't start, go read the Jeff Pearlman book, Gunslinger. In that building, he was poking Brett Favre in the ribs. Draft night, drama. He wasn't even a Packer official yet, had never donned a uniform, and we were talking about him. And that says a lot.